Okay, what we're doing here today is we're making a video for my Aunt Mary Lou. Going to show her how to, and anybody else who wants to watch, how to shape a batonne, which is just a French term for a certain style, certain appearance of a loaf of bread. What I have here is this is going to be two loaves. I'll show you. I'll do it twice. So I'm just going to divide. This is after the bulk fermentation. That's the first fermentation that you do. Some people call it the first rise. I'm just going to divide it in half here. This is for me, the ideal sandwich loaf is about 850 grams. Both of these are going to be about 850 gram loaves of bread. This is pretty handy for making sandwiches out of, like I said. Okay, so you're going to need a couple of things here. Minimal amount of flour on your working surface. And you're going to need this squirt bottle with just plain old water in it. So, first of all, we're going to get the gas out of it from the first rise and form it into some sort of a recognizable shape. In this case, we're going to look for sort of a rectangle, but how I like to do it is this line right here. We want a nice straight line up at the top. Okay? And that, I'll show you why you need that nice straight line at the top. And then maybe taper it just a little bit so it's not really a rectangle, it's more like a trapezoid. It's not imperative that you get all the gas out of it, but most of the gas for sure. The big bubbles. Okay, I think we're ready to go here. Now this is what we need the water bottle for, and I'm going to tell you why we need the water bottle. You can see this kind of even in thickness this way, right? The water bottle comes in handy because, especially for the beginner, if you're not used to shaping bread and folding it into itself, water and flour make glue, right? So we're going to give it a little spray here, just a spray, to glue it together as we roll it up. Got a nice straight line there. Okay, here we go. See what I'm doing here? I'm turning it into itself, always as you roll up. Turn it into itself, keep it nice and tight. Okay? Always working the bread into itself. And now you're going to see the importance of the straight line at the top. See what I'm doing here? It's kind of a nice straight line there. What I'm going to do is take the palm of my hand and press the top fold into the rest of the loaf of the bread, like so. Instead of pinching it. Some people pinch it, but this is a better method, I find. Now nobody's going to see that little flap there on the bottom, because it's going to be on the bottom. Then you take your finger and poke inside the folds and pull the last roll over top, sealing it. And then we're going to pinch that all together, like so. As I said, nobody's going to see that. I'll turn this around so you can see what I'm doing. Poke it in. Pull the last, you can see the last fold, the last roll that I made, right? Pull that over top and over and around. So you've got a nice, it's going to be a sort of bullnose at each end. Pinch that all together, and that's pretty well all there is to it. I'm going to give it a nice little couple of rolls here. Pat it like so. And that's an 850 gram batonne, ready for the second rise. Okay? So I'm going to show you one more time here. There we go, there's your bulk fermentation. Getting the gas out of it. Use a little bit. It also helps if you have a little Grateful Dead playing in the background, makes the bread taste a lot better. Okay, now we're going to shoot for a straight line here. Sort of like I said, sort of a trapezoid effect. Stretch it out, maybe just a little bit more here this one. This is just plain old white bread, that's all it is. Okay. Give it a little spray. Now this, like I said, the spray is important because, like I said, if you're a beginner and you don't know how to really get it folded tightly into itself, what will happen is, after you bake your bread, you cut it and slice it this way, you'll actually see, you can see the rolls that you've made, and sometimes it'll fall apart and it doesn't look so great, and it's hard to slice. And so this little water trick sort of eliminates that problem. Okay, here we go. Always into itself, into itself, into itself. Pull those little ears out. So you can see you got a nice straight line there. And that makes it easy to do this. So you wind up with that little flap there, but it's nice and tight, it's sealed. And nobody's going to see it anyway because it's going to be on the bottom, right? Poke it in a little bit, pull out the last roll over top. So you're going to wind up with a bull nose, like that. It just eliminates the need for using pans. I haven't used pans in years. I don't know even why I would bother anymore. It's just more stuff to clean. Poke that in, pull that up, like so. Pinch it all together. And that's it. That's all there is to making a batonne. Give it a nice little roll. And I always give it a couple of taps from the end to make it fatten. And there you go. So you said you were having a little bit of trouble with the slashing business. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this rise, the second rise, and I'll show you how to slash it. Thanks for watching.